sweat and my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Enough to make my system blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. I suppose we're painted red to fit right in. Whoa, I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Enough to make my system blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. I'm radioactive, radioactive. I'm radioactive, radioactive. All systems go. The sun hasn't died. Deep in my bones, straight from inside. I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Enough to make my system blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. I'm radioactive, radioactive. I'm radioactive, radioactive. You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50%.
Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. I'm gonna wait for the delay. All right. I'm remembering now that there's like a 15 to 20 second delay before anybody can hear me. So I may just start talking and hopefully it'll be in the recording in case anybody listens to this later. Hey everybody, Uncle Snussy here, Snussy Foo. Welcome Faction Family, welcome Faction Family, welcome complete strangers that somehow managed to, all right, thanks Chris, managed to stumble upon this. So if you haven't seen one of these yet, basically what I try to do is before a feud, I try to pop in and talk about some strategies people can use. They're mostly focused on if you don't have the necessarily, you're still working on the roster. You don't necessarily have the strongest roster in the world compared to maybe some of the people you're facing. So what can you do to have some better success with Feud? So that's kind of what this is about. When they changed the Feud scoring rules, I sort of, I guess, kind of by accident, really just poking around, figured out that this is a pretty decent way for a lot of people to have good success in Feud. Again, it's really targeted to Mostly you want to save health packs and you want to still score high, even if you don't necessarily feel like you have the strongest roster in the world or the best people to use. So, the basic premise of this is a couple of things. One thing is the way feud scoring works. Oftentimes, the feud, the top number here is winning a match with a superstar for the first time in a brawl. So 15,000 points every time you use a new wrestler in a brawl. And a brawl is anytime you join a feud with a member of your faction and go up against another faction and either spend 30 minutes fighting or defeat everybody in their faction before the 30 minutes are over, and then you can move on to the next brawl. So every time you use a different wrestler in that brawl, you get 15,000 bonus points on top of any points you get for how difficult they are and how many matches of 5 gems, 4 gems, and how many points of damage you cause. So, that being the case, you don't have to have a great roster to get a great feud score, because the best scoring element is just winning a match with a different person. So, it doesn't matter if every wrestler you bring is only 1-star gold or 5-star bronze. Any wins are going to get you 15,000 points. So if you don't have a strong roster, how do you give yourself a better chance of finding opponents that you can beat easily with the people you brought? And here's the quote-unquote trick. So what you're going to use is you're going to take advantage of what most people do, and you're going to use it against them. So what most people will do when they're looking at their feud roster is they will try to figure out how to cram somebody into every single slot they possibly can. So anywhere they have somebody they can use, they're gonna put somebody. And so here's how you use that against them. When the computer is matchmaking, the computer is going to try to find an opponent for you and your partner to face that has the same strength. Not the same necessarily number of people on their team, but has the same total talent level. So if you go in with 10K talent and your partner goes in with 10K talent, the computer's going to try to find a 20K team for you to face. And so that is where you're taking advantage of this, because what you're going to do is you're going to try to figure out what most people are going to bring, and you're going to bring less. So the way that works is the way I go through the cycle myself is I click on each spot and I see how many people I have that would fit that spot, and I look at them and I go, okay, yeah, I bet you a lot of people have that wrestler. So there's probably going to be a bunch of people that are going to put somebody there. And after a while you get kind of used to it, and you can kind of eyeball it, and you can sort of tell. Like I can tell lots of people are going to have somebody in the $1 Million Corporation, NWO, anybody for this slot, and anybody for that slot. So I can already tell just by looking at it, there's going to be 4 slots. Tons of people are going to fill those slots. Slots that are going to be harder to fill are any 4-star, any that are specific to a particular wrestler, and Hall of Fames are tough ones too. Hall of Fames are pretty rare. So by looking at that and knowing that almost everybody I face is probably going to have this slot, this slot, this slot, and this slot full, what I need to do is I can fill all 4 slots, but I need to only put fighters in. If I want to use the least amount of health packs, I put fighters in just 2 of those spots. If I don't mind spending some health packs, I'll put fighters in 3. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to put fighters in all 4. Now you can put fodder in a 4th one. You can put somebody that's a throwaway that you can intentionally lose a match to break free of your lane to maybe allow your teammate to come in and beat somebody in the lane that's a better match for them. But you don't need to fill each spot with somebody super strong. And it doesn't matter. I mean, if I come in here and all I do is I take, a bunch of, I don't know if I have the right people to put in each and every one of these, but I can come in here and let's find another 2K. So I can come in here and just do that, right? 3 wrestlers, roughly 2K, if I want to fill that spot, I'm probably going to try to fill it with like a fodder wrestler, 575. So I can go in like this, and I can have success. I can get 45,000 points per brawl with this. And as long as the only thing that can really screw it up is if I join forces with a teammate who has just a crazy strong roster. Because then when the matchmaking the computer does tries to find somebody where they take my, 8,000 points here and match it with my friend's 80,000 points, and then they find us an opponent that's a total strength of 88,000, I'm probably going to get hosed. But if I'm at 8 and I go in with somebody with 8 or 10 or something like that, and it tries to match, I'm probably going to get a good setup. I'm going to get an opportunity to get 3 wins. I'm going to get an opportunity to get 45,000 points. Probably going to get a chance to finish that match in 10 to 15 minutes instead of 30, and then get right into another brawl. So if I can finish a brawl in 15 minutes and I can do that twice in 30 minutes, then I've basically scored 90,000 points in 30 minutes, where, perhaps another one, if we got locked up and stuck for 30 minutes, I can't necessarily score that fast. But it does help to kind of pair up with somebody who's doing something similar. Or the other option is to just sort of sit there and wait for somebody to appear on the Feud screen ready to go into Feud, who also has a roster that's kind of the same strength as you. So, and I could go in here and I could flip these out, and I could replace these, with, let's see, let's put in some 5Ks. Right, and that's one of the things I like to do. I like for them to be kind of close in strength, because it gives me the opportunity to sort of find matchups. So this is a striker, and strikers have an edge over strikers have edges over tricksters. Showboats have edges over strikers. Unfortunately, I got 2 showboats in here, which is another part of the strategy that I don't like to do. I like to mix the classes of wrestlers so that I have classes that can get advantages over other classes. So I would prefer to probably switch out and try to find somebody that's not a striker or a showboat. Let's see if I got somebody else I can use there. So that's a trickster, so I could go like that, right? So striker, showboat, trickster. But yeah, and it doesn't matter. If you can, I'll typically do this, but there's a couple of changes I'll make since I do have a pretty strong roster. So my approach in a feud, what I'll do is I'll change. One thing I'll do is I'll try to have at least one of these lanes filled. So I'll probably try to fill this lane right here and get the fill bonus. And then I'll take 3 wrestlers that are all hopefully kind of equal in strength, and then I'll throw in a fodder or 2. And the fodder or 2 that I throw in, I'm going to use mostly just to to be throwaway wrestlers in case I want to break my lane and allow my teammate to score some points in my lane, because maybe I've got somebody in my lane that's a good matchup for them. So if we're both doing that, if both my teammate and I are putting in throwaway fodder wrestlers, then we have the ability to, take out an opponent that's in our lane that we're a good matchup for, and then break that lane and give it to our opponent, and our opponent can break their lane and give it to me, right? So that we can maximize our score as a faction. Because whether I'm the one scoring the points or you're the one scoring the points really doesn't matter. It's what the total collection of the faction score is that gets your ranking in the feud. So the fact that it's me or you scoring, I mean, I could see how that could benefit you in some solo type stuff if there's a solo faction opportunity. But generally speaking, I don't want to, if I've already used my 3 wrestlers that I'm going to use for fighting, so I've already gotten the bonus with all 3 of my wrestlers, and then there's a 4th wrestler in my lane, and you with your team haven't gotten all of your bonuses yet, it's better for me to throw the match with one of my throwaway wrestlers and give that person to you so you can get the 15,000 point bonus. It's better for you and it's better for us as a faction, and vice versa. If I have somebody I haven't used and you have somebody on your side, throw them to me. And those throwaway wrestlers, if they're this weak, if they're a 575 or 800 or 1,000, it's probably 2 health packs to get them back up in the battle. And if you have a bunch of throwaway wrestlers, you can just swap them out with another one and go right back in. Don't don't put your throwaway wrestlers up for heals for faction tokens. That's a waste. But definitely use some health packs on them, or swap them out with another one. And I don't remember, they heal pretty fast too. If you just throw them into your kind of your injured list and let them heal over time, they heal pretty quick too, to be reused for that purpose. I never know the right amount of time to dedicate to this little conversation about this stuff. Or maybe I'm just getting better about talking about it, because I did that in 15 minutes, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could talk about. We could go shopping on Amazon. We could see what's going on social media. Watch funny cat videos. I don't know. This got finished kind of quick. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other tips or stuff I can talk about. Yeah, but generally speaking, like I said, most people are going to hit the autofill button. They're going to cram as many people as powerful as they possibly can in all of these slots. And so by you deliberately going with less people, you're taking advantage of the mistake that the matchmaking makes, which is that it tries to match based on overall team strength, as opposed to trying to match wrestler for wrestler strength, which would be kind of hard anyway, because there's going to be so many different combinations of people out there. But I have, just for fun, I've gone out and literally just put nothing but fodder wrestlers in these spots, and gotten opponents where they're so weak that I can get wins with those. Doesn't work as well because it has a harder time finding opponents, but it does work. Yes, good point, and thank you for bringing that up. I do forget to talk about the perks. So every single month, when the month-long event for the prior month-long event expires and the new month-long event starts, I become laser focused on getting the MP perk in the perks as high as I possibly can afford. The other perks, they are certainly helpful. If I've had times where the fill bonuses and the perk for a specific wrestler I can put in a spot are so strong that I cannot lose with that wrestler, because they're ready on the first turn and they do so much damage that the match is just over before it even begins. So I like those feuds. Who wouldn't? Basically that wrestler just sort of becomes my ringer. So if I get a terrible matchup where I can't win matches with my other wrestlers, I'll just mow through real quick with that person just so I can get to the next brawl in the next matchup. But yes, I would say that not having any perks at all could be a disadvantage. However, the odds are, if you're going in yourself with a weaker team, the person you're facing probably has not invested in much in perks. So that becomes a not as big of deal, because your opponent doesn't have perks. Where you get hosed is you take in your team and your opponent is loaded to the gills with perks and you have none. That just becomes a slaughter. And because I really only focus on the MP perk, because my goal is to get my moves off as fast as possible, I can still be at a disadvantage against an opponent that's loaded up with a ton of other perks, both offensive and defensive perks. Uh, so I will invest a little bit in some other perks from time to time, but 100% every single month, I am laser focused on maxing out that MP perk. Because the idea is that you is not necessarily that you don't want to use MP trainers on your wrestlers. It's that you want to get your moves off even faster than normal. So you might be tempted if you invested in the MP perk, you might be tempted to just not use MP trainers to get your moves off faster. You might be tempted to put a different trainer in there. I would actually still use the MP trainers because, again, what I'm trying to do is very first turn get my moves off, or second turn get my moves off. And I might have a wrestler that I brought with me that has a submission move like Steve Austin. If I can get submission move off turn 1, I can completely negate the MP trainer of my opponent because I'm going to put him in a submission hold and I'm going to wipe out all the pre-charged MP and their moves. So that can become useful when they have weird feuds with weird bonuses. Like the last feud, who was it? It was one of the females had a bonus of plus 10 MP on all moves. Trish Stratus. So if your opponent had Trish Stratus, all 3 of her moves were completely full turn 1. So it was terrible. So so the only way around that for me was to bring somebody with a submission move, have the MP trainer on them, and then have the MP perk boost on that wrestler so the submission hold was ready to go very first turn. So as soon as the match started, put Trish Stratus in a submission move and drain all of the MP from her moves, and then you're at an even fight again. So good question, Adira. That's and I always forget to talk about perks, so that's definitely an awesome one to talk about. If I had to rank the other perks, number 2 would be the one that gives you the extra gems. So whatever gems your wrestler makes, you make more of them, and then the rest of them are all about who are the wrestlers you're bringing. So if you're bringing somebody that makes cross break gems, then the cross break gem perk. You're bringing somebody that makes multiply gem perk. Someone uses power gem perks, right? So that's where the rest of the perks come in. If you can afford the coin for perks, because they do get damn expensive for Feud, they do make your life so much easier. And if your opponent is loaded up with perks, they make life so much harder. The months, if you've heard any of my other videos, I about the month-long events, I go hard at a month-long event about once every 3 months. And the reason why I wait 3 months is because I am hoarding resources to put towards the month-long event. So for 2 months or more, I am doing minimal spend to then hoard as much coin as possible. I'll probably be going into this next month-long event if I think it's a decent one. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, right now I'm sitting at nearly 50 million coin. When I go into the store where you use the t-shirts, I'll probably have closer to 65 or 70 million coin, and then in the next showdown event, that'll get me probably closer to 75 million coin. And that's just from basically just showdown tournaments and hoarding the special ingots or t-shirts or whatever and spending it on coin in the store and going hard at any event that rewards you with coin. But the whole point of that is to just have as much coin as possible and as much TP training posters as possible going into a month-long event. And why I bring that up is because the same month that I'm doing the month-long event, where I'm hoarding all that coin, I will be loaded to the gills in Feud perks for that month. And so I will Feud will be easier that month because I'll have all the extra coin to spend on Feud perks. Because the coin that I hoard for a month long event is not because I need that coin to go to something specific, but because you get rewards for all the coin you spend when it's a coin event, right? So having a ton of coin to spend, no matter where you spend it, and I know I'm not talking about Feud strategy now, just general strategy. So hopefully some people find this helpful, but that helps everywhere. So if I spend coin on perks, that gets me credit towards the coin comp, which gets me rewards from the coin comp, which helps me in the month long event. So that's why I will hoard coin for 3 months or so, and then go hard at a month long event. So I hope next month's month long event is something interesting. If it's not, then I will probably just hoard it again for another month and just get a nice Scrooge McDuck pile of gold coins going that I can do the backstroke in until the next month long event after that. So yeah, well, that was good. That filled that filled another couple of minutes. So we got about 6 minutes and 40 seconds before the feud begins. I guess just for I'm kind of concerned about actually putting these people in live because I don't want to get stuck with wrestlers. No, that works. Okay. So I'm actually in 6 minutes and 22 seconds, I'm actually going to roll with this random hodgepodge of people I just picked right here. Let's see what that does. So I'm going to go ahead and get these people set up. These are not wrestlers I typically use, so I don't even know if I'm going to set them up the way they should be set up, but we'll see. So Steve Austin looks like this move. You want this move filled to fill that move. You want that move filled to fill that move. So let's go ahead and get George Steele in here. And what do I want to make? Random purple gems into black or choose 4. I like that better. I like choose moves better. So I'm going to pump up the choose move here. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Good luck to you, too. And let's get Mr. Harlem Heat. Not sure how to use him either. Damage, protect gem, every opponent. 3 by 3 area. 4 random gems in the protect gems. Protect gems. Well, a lot to do with protect gems. See, and he needs George Steele, too. That kind of stinks. Or I can go blue, I suppose. Increase the strength. 4 random multiplies. No. Alright, I'll just put a yellow. I'll put a yellow trainer on him. Pink. And finally... I don't use this wrestler either. I don't know how to use this person either. Let's see. So every turn, make color turn gems. Make 3 random color turn gems into cross breaks. Break the cross breaks. Or I can go purple. You know what? I'm going to do this one. I like this one. So I'll make a trap. And the reason why I'm picking these particular moves is because of the trainers I've already used. I don't like to switch trainers between wrestlers that I'm using. So if I can avoid switching trainers mid-match for speed purposes, I will. So if I'm actually planning out my actual feud roster for real, as opposed to doing this as a demonstration, I will deliberately pick as many wrestlers as I can that don't have overlapping trainers because I don't want to move the trainers around. So I'll change out moves just so I can use different trainers. And I don't mind if it's not the best move set for that particular wrestler. That doesn't bother me. I just need a decent set of trainers and moves for those particular wrestlers. So my Welcome Back Hardy will kind of be at a bit of a disadvantage because I'm not using the right trainer combos. Or actually, did I even put trainers on there? I may have been moving a little too fast. Look at that. I was moving too fast. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put you. Get those purple moves going. And I'm going to put one of these little weak yellow move trainers on you. Just to get that a little bit closer to being ready to go. And there we go. All right, so what do we got left? 1 minute and 45 seconds. I will take my 3 5K wrestlers into a match, and we'll see what happens. And I don't have any other great stories to tell at this point. I don't have any songs to sing. I didn't bring any musical instruments in here to entertain anybody. So yeah, so I guess I'll just sit here, watch some paint dry, wait to get into a feud match. I'll sing some Iron Maiden. Do 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 dun dun dun. 30 seconds, which on the delay, you guys probably are seeing in the video, there's like 40 seconds. So another thing about Feud is when you jump right in at the very, very beginning, there's not as many people playing in the Feud, and so the computer has a little bit harder time doing matchmaking. Sometimes it can take a really long time, or sometimes you just end up with a really horrible matchup. So let's see if anybody in our faction is actually ready to feud right here at the get-go. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. See if anybody shows up ready to get in there. Wow, Grim Creepers already have 372 million points. Just kidding. So, waiting. What I should have done is coordinated with Jay to be in there. So that we we could go into a match together. I forgot to do that. That would have been helpful. And right now, I don't know. Is it broken? Because I'm not seeing anybody show up ready to go into the feud. Oh, there's Joey. See, not a good idea for me, right? So if I were to have joined Joey for that feud, his strength was so much greater than mine that we probably would have really screwed up the matchmaking. I could have just gone in anyway and just done it. Kind of do a video example of how to manage a feud in which you don't you don't get a good matchup. But yeah, that would have hurt. And I know I've done that to people on the reverse, right? Because normally I'll go in the last 2 hours of feud. I'll basically just go in guns blazing. So as to score as many points as I possibly can. I don't mind burning the health pack for a couple of hours at the end of the feud, the health packs. So I'll max out my roster at the very, very end of feud, so that I can score some more points for our faction and I'll just deal with the health pack burn. But I'm still waiting for somebody. There we go. Let's do that. So I think to a certain degree, I think Twig might use my strategy because, as you can see, he brought 3, right? So he brought 3 for a combined 18. I brought 4 for 14, but remember, one of mine is only 500 in strength. So that's we're kind of lined up. He's probably got just 3 fighters, and that should help with the matchmaking if we can actually get an opponent. So I'm looking at Twig's roster because he posted on Discord. And so he did something a little different. He's got, I call it the ladder method, where you bring in somebody really strong, somebody mid-strength, and somebody lower strength. And that's another way you can do it. And that actually, him rolling that way is a good way to talk about that. So when you do that, I don't like to do that one as much because I think it's an effective one that works in certain situations. The advantage to laddering, where you have one strong, one medium, one weak, is that if you get a bad matchup of an opponent, you can use the strong one to beat multiple people to get out of the brawl faster. Where the downside to that one, in my opinion, is there are going to be times where you can't use the weak person you brought of your ladder to win any matches because your opponent doesn't have any that look winnable. So it's kind of a trade-off, and I don't see any reason why you can't go that way. And it may even be better because you have the ability to quickly take out an opponent with your strongest wrestler in the event you get a bad matchup. So it allows you to clear out a bad matchup faster and get on to the next brawl. So there may be some merit to doing the ladder versus doing it kind of flat across the board like I do. I just like to do it flat across the board because I feel like I have a better opportunity for each one of my wrestlers to be able to win a match. But 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If you by laddering it like that, if you can get out of brawls faster and into the next brawl, that may actually ultimately work better. I don't really know because I don't do that one as much. But if anybody does do kind of a ladder, and they can provide some feedback of like how they've done doing ladders versus doing them flat like I do, I'd love to hear it. And I need to start actually mentioning that when I'm actually doing these videos because that would be helpful. Yeah, Jay, yeah. And if we got kicked out because we didn't get a matchup. Bummer. All right, we gotta try again. Yeah, if you find that works, that's awesome. I think the biggest key to the strategy is just bringing less people than your opponents. The rest of it is just kind of tinkering around the edges to find something. Woo! Jason went in hot. Jason 5 was 90K for his team. So yeah, he went in full. Yeah, I'm not getting good opportunities. Hey Jay, are you already in a match? Did you already get in a feud? I don't know what your team looks like right now. Yeah, we're gonna go again. I'm gonna annoy Twig. Oh, I missed. Somebody else. Oh, I don't even know who I got in with. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, damn. Oh, well, actually, let's see. Nah, that's not too bad. No, that's, dang it. Look, see, so my opponent is actually doing it. They kind of laddered. They only got 3 in. There's a 3K, a 5K, and an 8K. So, damn, that stunk. Oh, well. Yeah, burn it down, Jay. Burn it down. I'm about to get burned down because I got into we didn't get into a brawl. Got into kind of a bad matchup there, but that's all right. So what I might try to do here is I might try to win this match, and then throw a match and leave this one out there for my my teammate to take care of. Let's see. So we'll go purple on purple because I think yeah, I might want to switch out that Matt Hardy with somebody else next time. I didn't even realize that my Matt Hardy was not 5K. Yeah, I see you over there laughing, Jay. Yep. Ah, well. We'll see what happens. I love using wrestlers that I don't really use all that often because I don't really have the slightest idea what I'm supposed to do with these people. But I'm going to go ahead and do a purple match. Woo! Filled up those purple moves fast. Alright, so 4 gems to making a trap gems. Broken by your opponent, 0 damage. Make the entire board into color turn. Broken by you, increase purple MP. Okay. So, and then that one is bonus for every... Oops. Dang it. I didn't actually mean to click on the move. That was funny. Wow. This is off to a bad start. I think I should just go take a nap and then come back and do this later. Alright. So apparently what I want is I want my opponent to break. I want my opponent to break my trap gems. I'm trying to avoid breaking this right here, but I may not have a choice. 4, 8, 12. Crap. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Dang it. I'm going to have to break it. Alright, fine. Then I need to bait my opponent into breaking something. I'll go ahead and break one myself. Punk? Good grief. This is not going well. There we go. Oh, this is a trip. I don't think I've ever used Matt Hardy before. Matt Hardy, yes! Yes, Matt Hardy. Delete. 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 Eat turnbuckle. Oh, that was very effective. Okay. Lights out. Hey, look. Stuck with those on the screen. Bugs. So 17K, right? So my 4K wrestler beating another 4K wrestler got me 17,000 points. All right, so that's the gist of it. That's the idea that you don't need to win with super strong people, and as long as you get the right matchups, which I screwed up, but that's okay. That's part of it. So let's pick somebody else to beat up on DiBiase. See, green move ready, turn 1, because I got the perks on. So now I can go in and figure out what I want to do with yellow gems. I'm going to try to get those black gems all together to make a black match. And then I don't want to just overwrite any greens. I want to preserve the greens, but I'll try to make another wild card over here. And then maybe I'll just throw a yellow over here over one of the colors they need. Oops. I didn't realize I had two wild cards next to each other, so it only made one. Wow. Filling those moves fast. I don't know what's happening here. That was weird. Okay. He had a 0 turn submission move? I don't know. That was weird. So that was kind of an easy match. So now if I'm a glutton for punishment, I can try to take on I could try to take on a 9K Kevin Nash with my 5K Harlem Heat. The one thing I have in my corner is that once this thing stops freaking out and exploding, is that I do have the 25% gym damage over a striker, which I'm more comfortable with a 25% advantage if they're a little bit closer to me, like maybe 6K or 7.5K, somewhere around there, than an 8.5. And also Nash is just a fierce opponent. So I have a feeling this is going to go horrible for me. But what the heck, right? I mean, these aren't people I'm actually going to use for the long haul. So if I end up destroying my Harlem Heat, then so be it. But I'll give it a shot. Harlem Heat's a protect gym guy. Sometimes protect gym guys, you can get a little lucky with your pinfalls because they have difficulty kicking out. So we'll see. And this was another one where I didn't get to use the optimal trainers. Steal up to 2 from your red moves. I don't have red moves, sucker. Okay, I don't have any yellow matches. I don't have any green matches. Black, red. I'll just take away one of his. There's a green match. I'll take the green. Yeah, I didn't get a great board on this one. Two by two. Let's try just put it down there. Man, I got hosed on the random. I need a yellow match and put that sucker right on a yellow. Yeah, this feels like I'm just gonna get stomped. Now, what I would normally do if I wasn't just doing this for fun is I would intentionally lose with my throwaway wrestler instead of just getting my butt handed to me. I would intentionally throw the match and just not even fight Nash. I would just leave Nash for my teammate And what I would have done is negotiate with my teammate to see if somebody on their side was an easier win for my Harlem Heat so we could get the 15K bonus. I just decided to do this just for the hell of it because these aren't wrestlers I'm going to continue to use for the rest of the feud. I was just using them as an example. So yeah, that that went pretty horrible right there. And that's okay. Hey, what's going on? You're only 45 minutes late, buddy. I'm actually getting ready, Lee Dog, to pull the plug on this guy and to actually get out and start feuding a bit. The wife and I are gonna go. There's a theater in town that retrofitted the outside of their building to do drive-in movies, so we're gonna go see some drive-in movies. So I'm not gonna be in the mix with you guys this early in the evening, but I'll be on there later, and I'll see you guys then. So yeah, Lee Dog, you join up now. I mean, really, come on, dude. We're getting ready to pull the plug. It's good to see you though, and I'll maybe get into some feuds with you later. It's all good, man. It's all good. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.